start with the opening statement from Coach and we'll have questions.
Okay, just a great college football game, and unfortunately, we've been involved in a lot of these ones this year, and unfortunately, on the wrong side of the scoreboard at the end. So, again, our guys play their hearts out. They compete for 4 quarters. Credit Duke and Mike Elko. He's done a great job this year, and the bottom line is they executed better than us in the 4th quarter. We had a lead in the football. If we would make 1 first down, we win the game. And on a 3rd and 1.5, they made a play and we didn't. And then we got the ball back on defense, and and we had a chance on defense to get a stop. And it's been our Achilles heel all year, our inability to defend the deep ball. We have struggled all year defending the deep ball. And again, disappointing way to end the season, but proud of how we competed. We'll have a bowl game coming up, and we'll try to get that one. But when you lose close games, I think, and I told the team this, that's you got to put that on the head coach. We lost a game in overtime to Clemson. We lost a last second game to Carolina, last 2 minutes of the NC State game, and now this one in the last minute of the game. And, the job of the head coach is to help his football team get over the hump on those close games. And, if I'm going to take credit for our football team doing that in the past, I got to take the blame when we don't do that this year. And, the difference between us being 7-5 and, 10-2 or 11-1 is all these close games, and we just didn't get over the hump. So we're disappointed, but again, proud of our players and how they competed. And all we can ask our guys to do is play hard, and they certainly did that for us and Wake Forest this year.
David, can you walk through the decision, I guess, to go in the passing situation on the 3rd and 1.5? Like you said, you need 1 first down and the game's over. Yeah, they were blitzing the heck out of us and we had a guy wide open. So we ran a play that we've run a lot in that situation, and he was wide open. And we just didn't execute as well as we needed to.
You're giving up a lot of yards after catch, some big chunk plays. It wasn't just the deep ball, but a lot of missed tackles. Our play on the perimeter all season has been a problem. There's some things we got better at. We got a lot better this year defending the run, but our ability, we've given up too many big plays, and they're all in the passing game, and they're not just deep balls over our head. The touchdown they had on the crossing route. We're in a coverage that should take that away. We got better at certain things this year on defense, but our inability to get off the field on 3rd downs. I don't know how many 2nd and longs we had them in this game that we let them off the hook. And we just all year did a poor job of defending deep balls. And again, that's a problem. And when it doesn't get fixed, that to me is on me. So it's been a problem all year. It was a problem in the Clemson game, and now game 12 against Duke, it's a problem. When you say it's a problem on you, then it makes it sound like it's more of a scheme problem or a teaching problem.
It's our fundamentals. We didn't make plays on the perimeter this year. And, we went into the season believing that would become a position of strength for us. And it certainly played out that wasn't the case.
Did it seem like your guys had made the plays defensively that needed to win the game for you? Had Tyler Williams make that big tackle towards 3rd and 14? I think it was Gavin had a big pass deflection. And then Jamal comes up with the interception. You probably think, okay, that's what we need.
Well, you had to make 2 first downs. We made 1. That's the game. 4-minute offense. The game's on the line. You got to make 2 first downs and you win the football game. And we didn't, and we put ourselves in harm's way, and they made us pay.
Coach, you talked a lot about over the past few games that some of the issues with the secondary could be attributed to not having some of those top guys, like not having stop on this team. How much did having some the guys not out there
again, I mean, it's game 12. Everybody in the country is down people. We're not going to use that as an excuse. You always want your best players. You know, I would have loved to have Kobe Davis all year. You know, that was a big loss for us. Malik is probably our best safety. That's a big loss, but you know, Duke's missing their best O lineman. So that's football. Game 12, you're not going to be at full strength, and good programs find ways of overcoming that. And we didn't this year. So that's, again, we didn't get better on the perimeter, and we just, you know, again, go back to Clemson, we gave up deep balls, and then you go to Duke and we gave up deep balls.
At what point do you kind of turn the page mentally, take a look at what prevented this season from being the 7-5 that it is, being 10-11 ones that we call it just a few plays?
Yeah, our inability to win close games, our inability to execute in the fourth quarter. You know, a little better execution in 4 games this year. And, you know, last year, for the most part, those are games we won. And, you know, I think our schedule this year was tougher. When it's all said and done, I think we'll have played, you know, 8-9 bowl teams. And so the margin of error was smaller. I think last year, you know, you look at the NC State game and you look at the Army game, and we made the plays at the end of the game to win those games. And this year we didn't. You know, that our fourth quarter execution was poor, and we take pride in winning close games. I think we won more close games than anybody in the country, you know, since 2016 going into the season. And this year, other than the Liberty game, all these 1-score games, we lost all of them. And, you know, 2 to our state rivals, 1 to Clemson. You know, other than Louisville, that loss, all the other 4 losses were fourth quarter 1-possession games.
What's your process now? Because you've got to wait to find out what bowl you get invited to, and what's your process in kind of regathering?
I think we just got to give them a break. I mean, this has been a really challenging year in a lot of ways. I'm tired. I'm probably as tired as I've ever been at the end of the season. I think our football team is tired. I think we just need a little bit of a break and refresh. And our guys have always done a good job when we've lost the last regular season game of bouncing back for the bowl game. So we did that last year when we lost to Pitt. You know, we certainly did that in 17 when we lost to Duke. You know, we did that in 16 when we lost to BC. That we've been able to move past and play for a bowl trophy and a bowl championship. So it's still a great way to end the season, and we have that opportunity in front of us.
Do the losses towards the end of the season, does that add to the being tired? Is it a bit of a mental and emotional fatigue as well because of the way it's in?
Yeah, again, this is where we came into this year with all these expectations, and we had so many guys back. And I don't know, in terms of how I managed this team in the spring and fall camp, looking back was the best way. You know, anytime things don't go well, you got to be self-critical and look in the mirror and say, if I had it over, what would I do differently? And when I've had a chance to reflect, I think there's situations and you know, just going back to our preparation, I think I would have handled differently. And I think you have to do that, right? When things don't go well, you can't just say it was bad luck. You got to be self-critical and say, if you had it over, what would you do differently? And, you know, there's some things that we would do differently. And I'll have a couple of a week to reflect on that. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's just, it's kind of a replay of a lot of games this year. So, we've been in some really close games with good football teams and 4 of our 5 losses, you would say, were fourth quarter, kind of one-score games at the end. Clemson and all 3 of our in-state games. So I think our guys played really hard. They competed for 60 minutes. And, it's just a tough outcome. But unfortunately, we've played this team before this year. Yeah, we just, again, we just had the third quarter lull again on offense. The first 5 is 3 out. We keep doing that. And, again, we have the ball with a few minutes out of the chance to go at the end. And then go.
It seemed like the run off was the 32, 31 half, whatever. What were you seeing on that play with the sack and then put the ball back to them?
No.
Yeah, we were, Taylor, I think was open. I got to see it, but yeah, I mean, I think we run that play a million times and, just didn't execute there. So that's on us. It's on me really, and frustrating, being a 5th year senior, and not executing those situations. So, it always comes back on the quarterback, and there it was.
Yeah, but
This year has been perhaps one of the most challenging. He's had more tired right now than he is than he was in previous seasons. You kind of have that feeling as well.
Not exactly. I mean, it's 1 week season, and you're frustrated. You want to win. You want to win these games. You want to win the in-state rivalry games, and all the in-state rivalry games are all kind of stacked together, and not execute, and that's, I think, the most frustrating part. And I think what he's trying to say is just execution by everybody, by myself, and it's just it gets tiring in that aspect, of just lack of execution and just little things that we normally did last year and do well last year. We just haven't done this year, and it showed. I mean, we're 7-5.
I know it pales in comparison to the loss, and I know you're caught up in the team aspect of it. But at what point will you sit down and realize that at the very least you've tied the ACC record for most touchdown passes in your career? Will that matter at all to you at some point?
Probably 55, 60 if I make it that far, and probably show my kids when I'm old and wear my Letterman all the way, always. But not anytime soon.
Do you plan on playing in the bowl game and having a chance to go ahead and push that record?
Nothing about the record would make me want to play, but I plan on playing, or I am playing. I'm playing.
Sam, aside from that final drive, it seemed like just your connection with the receivers throughout the game was really on point. Any thoughts on just then the separation they were getting?
Yeah, I mean, those guys always make plays, and I missed them a few times, and I missed some. So again, just seems like one of those years where too many times the ball bouncing opposite way, or we made the ball bounce the other way. So it's just it's frustrating, and I'm frustrated for the Deacon Nation. They deserve better. For our fan support, I mean, they deserve better, and people who traveled up here deserve better, and my teammates deserve better from me. And I think it's felt all the way around that it's just a very underwhelming performance.
Sam, as leader on this team, what do you say to your guys for the bowl game? You have some time off, get some mental rest. What do you kind of try to talk to you guys about?
I mean, it's again 1 week season, and we're gonna wherever we land, and I think that dash between 2022 and 2023, what's it gonna be? And you always remember the last game of the season, and my career has always kind of been an up and down towards the end. So it'd be nice to end on a higher note than this, because it doesn't feel too good to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You know, but it's not.
So you just press the stop on it.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Not the way you want to get it. Yeah. When you go back and look at yourself, what do you see there? Did you see it? Obviously, you said not the way you want to end the regular season. Between now and then, what do you want to accomplish and what do you want the team to do? I think that was good. Coach said he's tired, he knows the team is tired. How tired are you? How much of a rest do you need?
Last year we had another game next week, so, you lose there, you kind of want to, that's doing well, so, we can play well, I'll do.
Knowing you as I do, you tied the touchdown pass record, Boyd, you get them all back for W tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, Sam Parkman from the locker room. What about your first week? Wait for it. Post-game show back in. Yes, just one on the road. That's a season. Wrapping up now.
Are they telling me here, I guess that's Syracuse guy?
There's just a member of the over here. Like the worst, usually, well, the time. NC State used to be the coach's locker. They're all getting dressed and undressed and showered. Or, you know, Louisville is in the locker. Couple places in the locker. Step a little. Just a little.
We got hard in after a loss.
Yep.
Our guys, we got Justice Ellison, we'll open it up for questions. Justice, just walk me through what that third and seeing if it was crucial, but it wasn't converted. What did you see on that play? What was going on there?
I feel like CT was in there,
Okay.
and as I'm replaying the play, we were good on six-man protection. We held the pocket. I think Taylor Moran was wide open, and it was just, you know, we live and die by it, you know, and it's really tough to swallow, but we got to keep on going. It's a play that we didn't execute. They executed that play. They got a sack, and it bit us in the butt. But, you know, like, it's never on one man. It's always a whole unit. And I think we just going to have to just keep on plugging no matter what. So.
Speaking of keeping on playing, what's that locker room like, and how do you guys kind of keep yourself off the mat? Because I'm sure 7-5 isn't what you guys envisioned to see the start.
Creates a fuel in the fire. Creates hungry, very hungry for next year, and even the bowl game. I know a lot of guys are leaving, and some guys are, you know, going to the NFL, but it definitely, for me, it creates like a hungry that we never want to feel like this ever again. We know what it's like to, you know, be down, and we know what it's like to fight through adversity. But it's all about execution. So this offseason is going to be so important in executing your job and at a high level constantly, no matter if the guard is doing the right play or the tackle's not doing the right play. The running backs need to execute their job and to help the team win, and that's the most important thing we can focus on right now.
Coach said he feels like the team needs a little bit of a break right now. You got some time before you find out what role you're playing in. And he said he kind of feels for him and maybe some of the players a little bit of fatigue setting in, mental and emotional fatigue. Do you feel that?
I think it plays a toll on you. When you put in so many hours in, man, it's hard to go out on Saturday nights and, come up short. So that can, put a wear and tear on just not your physical body, but your mental space. And I think this break is going to be crucial for each and every one on that in that locker room, and even the coaches as well, because if people knew the hours we put in, they would just be amazed. And I think that break could help us, get back to our mental space so that we can go out here and just enjoy football. Because at the end of the day, it's a game, and we love playing through the good and the bad. And the most important thing is, finding that fun when it's not going so right. So,
Justice, aside from the loss to Louisville, one of the things Coach Carlson talked about was the fact that a lot of these games have been very close losses, very tight, coming down to just a couple plays. Does that make this a little bit harder when the margin for error between 7 and 5 season, maybe a 10 between 11 and 5 season? It's just that's all.
most definitely. Me and Sam had a conversation, I think, after the Louisville game. And one of the conversations was, if you take out the Louisville game, all the 3 big games that we've lost in, it's close games, we could have had the same record we have last year, and it just came in our favor last year. So, it's easy and it feels good when everything's going your way, but when it's not going your way, you got to be able to pick up the rifle and keep on plugging, because it's going to come our way again. Best believe that it's going to come our way again. We just have to keep on working hard and know that no one's going to lay down and ever let Wake Forest get a hand. No matter who we play, they're going to always try to give it to us, whether they think we're the little old Wake Forest or whether they think, we're ACC championship team. So it's kind of having that mindset that, that small margin is so important. And, whether that's awakening, spring ball, summer ball, or training, we got to execute all plays. So. Thank you.
Thanks, Justice. Appreciate it.
Ready for the final message?
That's the closest to having more classes.
No, Monday, Tuesday, and whenever the basketball team is available.
I'm just ready. Everyone gets a one.
That's a close to remember.
You can't tell me because you don't know yet? Or-
I've got to think on it.
He wants you to remember he still has 3 more absences. That he's allowed.
Oh, God.
Sorry about that. Trying to help you out. I remember what it was like being a journalism student in school. I showed up for my other classes once in a while. I showed up for my class and wrote the best of me. I hadn't been there in a week or 2. And it was like, Mr. Syracuse, it's nice to be seen. Didn't go over really well.
It's
It was not a good time for the Syracuse Smart.
Yeah, it's hard to hide.
Is there ever a good time to start piece of smart?
Oh, sure. When I do it to my wife. Cause she gives it right back.
No, they got to stop with those 3 months. I thought they got it. Oh, so they got to stop.
That was a,
I look the other ones made that big stop. They had a few months of ball play. That was a
they
really.
made some nice plays on the stretch.
It did.
That's not.
But and they were giving up huge.
It's like in 20, I think I mean,
There were 2 seconds in 21.
Two of them on the same drive.
yeah, right. 2 holding call, like,
Yep. Yep, 2 second 20s in the same drive. They do convert it on both.
we did our behind it, we wanted like our weekly lunch today, we did it Connor. And he said it was. I'm sure he's having a great time.
I'm sure Alco's very.
I'll go there.
Alco's got a lot to let out. He's having fun.
You were at that elevator bus. All the coaches.
Oh, yeah, they let us in. Coach.
I should figure they would something.
They let us in.
There's no way to do
They
it.
let us in. They let us in with the coach.
It was like a bar.
Yeah.
It was.
So that's one of the reasons I was like, because my meeting first, I was like, well, they're not gonna let us down with all the coaches anyway.
Well, it's funny, because we just started to walk in and then they're like, this is the coaches, and the coaches are like, that's fine, come on in. And we're like, probably.
And then they were very joyous. That's what I mean. After, what was it, oh, he shows up, you see that? I just had to, I was like, I'm not. I know, we showed up late and it's.
Right.
Yeah, it was NC State. Oh, we had no idea where it was.
Yeah. The media team was like, no use. It was just a.
Oh, yeah, I beat you all down.
Right.
Yeah, we took the stairs, you took the elevator, we took the stairs.
But then there are other stairs I still had to take.
Right.
And
And
they're-
then we got a little around because I've never worked in a situation with the media com teams.
I would go on that list. That's what we were about.
So it's like, I mean, usually.
I was in the elevator, I was the first time. So usually.
Usually on the road, they keep someone with you to make sure you know what the hell you're going.
Surely somebody else.
I was gonna say it has to be. Jamal maybe. Oh, Jamal's done one of the Tuesdays.
Maybe it's just nobody.
And they told us.
I mean, they had to be almost.
That's what I'm thinking. Plus, it's always like for them getting on the bus.
No.
Yeah. I got enough for tonight's post game plus a post-mortem on Monday.
I think it's always calls.
And like I said, we got Hartman after the loss, so that's a value.
Smart question to ask. Absolutely.
Well, I hated asking it because I thought I already knew the answer because I know Hartman because of his approach.
Oh, yeah, you guys missed, Tuesday.
He was
Clausen said, I don't think no one's sitting.
I don't think no one.
Well, no, he said no one, I stopped myself mid-sentence, he said no one's sitting down. He said there's no first round draft picks in here that should be sitting down. Right, but on the other hand, I also know, plenty of second and third round draft picks that are gonna be sitting down. Because their agents are telling them to. Yeah.
I do credentials. Yeah.
All right, we'll take questions here for Chase.
I appreciate it, man. Did you guys think you got the stop you needed to secure that win? You had a big tackle by Tyler, and Gavin knocked the ball away and then forced you off. It's the big, I think we did it, right?
I mean, we were definitely excited. But I mean, you guys know how these games go. You kind of never know. So, I mean, there's guys on the sideline. We were trying to keep everybody into it and making sure everybody knew that we might have to go back out there and win it. So, you know, guys were definitely excited, but I think everybody in the back of the head knew that we might have to go back out there and win it, try to win it. So.
How exciting was that drive that getting them to lead back after all that?
Yeah, it was tough. Obviously, we didn't execute at a high enough level to shut them down on that drive, and but you know that's part of the game. So we'll look at the film and we'll try to come back from it better from it.
Coach talked about the mental and emotional fatigue that he's going through. He admitted he feels, and he said maybe some of the team is feeling it right now too, because it's harder going 7-5 than it would be, 10-2 or whatever. Do you feel some of that kind of fatigue right now?
I think a little bit. Like it's probably harder to get back up off the mat and get ready for a Sunday of like reviewing the film when you lose and a Tuesday of practice versus when you win. So I mean, obviously, the more losses you have, the more I guess stress and stuff like that you're going to experience throughout the season. That definitely adds up.
I kind of feel like it's safe in close games after last season doing so well in close games, and I think it's 0-4 maybe this season, 0-3 in one-score games, and the NC State game could have easily been a one-score game. Does it kind of feel like, oh no, we're in this again?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's more we're just focused on trying to figure out like what are we missing that we had last year and we don't have this year. So I mean, it's frustrating and tough, but I think we have a resilient team who's going to keep fighting. So.
What is it you think you're missing from last year to this year?
I don't know.
Haven't figured it out yet.
I don't know. Yeah.
Tracy talked about getting back up off the mat. You guys have to do that one more time for bowl game. So over the next couple of weeks, what's that process going to be like? Getting ready for the next challenge.
I think it'll be good. We'll get a little bit of time away this next week, just to kind of just lift and film, and then a couple practices. So I think guys will have like a little mini reset, and we just have to come out and practice with energy, and everyone just keep their heads up and keep fighting. We have a good team with a lot of talented guys, and we're capable of beating a lot of really good teams. So
How important would it be to end the season on the right note, despite all the struggles we pursue this season?
that would be awesome. There's a lot of seniors that are leaving that put their heart and soul into this program, and to get a win for those guys on their last game would be everything.
Got time for one more? That's good. All right, thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. That's it.